Hey everybody, Tyler Parsons here again with Parsons Golf Performance, doing another entry for my long drive training log. So, been wanting to hit for quite a while. It's Kentucky, it's winter time. Weather's obviously hit and miss. It's been more mist than anything, a lot of snow. First decent day, still in the 30s, but going to muster up and sort of get a baseline for where everything is. For those who, again, haven't seen it, spin around here and sort of show you. This is where I'm lucky enough to get to hit as well as to work. So we've got swing catalyst, we also use body track, and then TrackMan, going to be hooking that up, using that today to check some numbers. With that being said, something that I think is important for a lot of you is you're not going to have access to a TrackMan, and that's perfectly fine. But I've seen that instant feedback is extremely key. So find some sort of radar that you can use, and there's a bunch of them they make for around $100. I'm not going to say that they're perfectly accurate, especially when we compare them to TrackMan, which I've done many times, but at least there you get to compare apples to apples, so an increase of a couple miles an hour should hold up and be a couple. The reason I say should be is, there's certain radars that you can sort of trick and set a little different way. Unfortunately, a lot of long drive people have done that, and then they sort of show their speed of 150, 160, whatever. At the end of the day, clubhead speed only matters because we're looking for ball speed, and ball speed can only be at highest, should be 1.5. It can be, you'll see some 1.51s out on tour and everything, but the ball's only going to take off a certain mile per hour faster than that clubhead speed. So again, at the end of the day, we're looking for ball speed. We're going to check that. I'm looking today just at clubhead speed to see how far off I actually am. So let's get started and let's see what we can do. I'm hoping that we're in the mid 130s today, with it being cold and not hitting for a couple months, but stay tuned and we'll see. So these first few, I've already warmed up, but I haven't actually hit to warm up. So I'm always making sure that everything's loose and good to go. But these first couple are always extremely rough out of the gate, especially when you're trying to go as hard as you can. So these first few are mainly hit sort of how I go out and play. And the first two are relatively solid, considering I haven't touched a club in, oh boy, probably since October. It's now mid-February. So, not expecting a lot for today again, but just sort of showing you how I get back into it. They're actually carrying pretty good today, which is nice and fun. So one of the really big things that I've got to make sure that I'm always checking, since it is cold outside, one, I don't want a cold driver. So if it's been sitting in the car or whatever you're doing, terrible idea. It's like hitting rocks. The other thing is the actual ball, making sure that they are not freezing cold as well. So always make sure that they're nice and toasty. Starting to go a little bit harder here. Wasn't hit as solid. That one's getting way closer to how I want it to feel. So, one of the fun things, and everybody's hit one that they've hit really solid. I mean, it feels great. There's no better feeling coming off the club. Whenever I hit one good, I can really feel the ball compress, and it feels like a marshmallow. So Yes, I can feel it on the club, but there's really no feel or anything there, and those are the ones that I know are just going to be monsters. So we're looking to hit those all the time. That was a pretty close one. So I'm pretty happy right now. I'm not worried about the speed just yet because I'm still not warmed up, but getting there. Little toey. Number 10. So I'm always trying to keep up with the number of balls I'm hitting. One of the really big things is we want to try to build up the stamina and endurance, because at events we have to continuously stay loose to go up there and hit our 6 balls and then back down for, you know, it can be, depending on how far in the round we are, 15 to 45 minutes before we hit again. So really just trying to build up to where everything can work the way we want it to work without getting stiff. And there was my little marshmallow ball, so very happy with that. We'll cut though. All right, so been hitting. I like to take quick little breaks just to, again, try to get a little bit stiff. That way I've got to work through it. But here's the range, okay? Just like any other range. But I'm going to zoom in, and do you see the clock right in the middle? All right, that clock is 393 away. So at the far end, we have mats. Hardly ever on mats, obviously, unless weather's terrible. At least in the mid-season when I like to hit. But the mats are at 375. If there is anybody on the range, this guy can't hit. So that's one of the big issues that I run into on top of a busy schedule, training and teaching the golf swing. The downtime that I do have out here, it can sometimes disappear pretty quick, just because if anybody shows up, and it is a golf course, they're here to play golf, that sort of kills my day. Just coming off of that break, I can tell where I'm tight, where I'm tired, where I'm fatigued. I make note of all of that, and then I've got to go to the gym and fix it, or it's going to be a very, very long and rough day whenever I go to hit and compete. So, regardless, I know that later tonight and tomorrow is absolutely going to be miserable, because this is 100% like a workout. Whenever you're lifting weights and you get sore, I mean, I'm sitting there just going literally over 100 miles an hour, but as hard as I can. I haven't done it in forever, so my body is not too happy right now. So we're going to finish up this set. We're going to look at some numbers and call it a day. Marshmallow. The marshmallows definitely tend to have higher ball speeds. They're compressed. That's what we're looking for. Good launch, low spin, high ball speed. It's called you win. Or I hope I win. Alright, so there is my fastest club head speed of the day. Terrible. Not a very good ball speed, so that was not the marshmallow. I found that pretty typical that some of my best ball speeds come on what I feel like is a fast swing, but they typically clock a little bit lower. Nonetheless, this is just a show again on my journey. So we've got our baseline starting roughly mid-February, 134.8. Got to get it back to 145. Angle of attack's fine. Happy with club path. That's a terrible club face, but is what it is. Was not expecting balls to carry very well today because it is cold, and I'm using, so that'll be a question, just NXT practice range balls. So is what it is, but there we go. Check back next week. Going to be posting, hopefully get into a better routine of being able to work out as well as hitting. So nice little mix, and watch me get this club head speed to climb.